Hello everyone. Hello and welcome to another live. I'm just How is everyone doing today?
Hi. Yes, I can hear
Hi,
you.
hello, how are
Can you
you?
hear me?
I'm doing
I'm good. How are you?
okay. Okay, everybody who is here right now, I just want to mention that we'll be taking a few questions for the end, and all of you who has any questions for Parveen can put them all in the comment box or the question box, and we'll get right to it at the end of the session. Yeah? All right. Let's begin the very long-awaited live session. Please tell us about yourself, Parveen.
Okay, so I'm a lawyer. I'm a mom of two kids under four, and I'm a parent educator. I talk about calm and mindful
Yeah.
parenting on Instagram and YouTube.
All right. So the first question that we would like to ask you is, what exactly is calm or mindful parenting?
Okay, so for me, calm parenting is understanding my triggers. So when can you be calm? When you're not triggered by a particular situation. So I have done a workshop on calm parenting, like how to be a calm parent, and more than like 200 parents so far in the last 2 months have connected with me over calm parenting. So when you know what's exactly is triggering you, what are your past childhood unhealed traumas, if you work on them, then you'll be able to stay calm. Also telling yourself that this is not an emergency. I can handle this without getting angry. My child is just being a child. They cannot think from the logical brain. So trying to stay calm in a situation and breathing, that's how what means is
Right.
to be a calm parent.
All right. Um, so on that note, this question is for all the new parents out there. Is there any way to build strong relationships or connections with your children?
Absolutely. So see, building connection does not mean that you are uh, with your child 24/7 doing everything for them, but it means you are finding those small pockets in a day when you just get down to their level, talk to them, ask them how they are feeling, do they
Right.
need something. Also, it is important that as a family you have at least one meal together. You have a tech free time when you're not on any devices, you're not doing any chores, you're not running errands, but you're just there with your child sitting and doing anything that they like. It can be doing any sensory activity, solving a puzzle, reading a book to them, something which your child likes,
Right.
and you're not distracted. So that's how you build connection, when they feel safe talking to you
Hmm.
about their day. So you just
Yes.
casually you can say, how was your day? How do you feel? You can share your day with them. How was your day? So you tell them about your life, your personal problems, and that's how you
Right.
connect.
That's a great way to connect with your children, right? All right. More often than not, new parents, especially mothers, go into the guilt of not being a perfect mom. So, is there a way to overcome that?
I think this perfect word is overrated. I mean, who is perfect? Is anybody really perfect? And why do we need to be perfect? We just need to be
Right.
amazing for our children. So every now and then, when you see a mom on Instagram or anywhere, and you feel that she's acing everything, but she's not. Even I am not acing every uh, era of parenthood or motherhood. So I am lacking somewhere, but I know that what my child needs. So if I'm being able to serve to those needs, tend to
Right.
those needs, and they're happy, then I'm good. I'm perfect.
Very well said. Um, Nowadays, a lot of parents are, opting for gentle parenting. So, are there any tips that you would like to share with them?
Okay, so before I would share any tip, I would, so in every one-on-one consultation session that I take, I congratulate every parent, because they want to be mindful. Like, not every parent understands gentle parenting. They are like, this is so hyped. Why do you need to be gentle? Just They only know a way of disciplining the child is by yelling and hitting. So just because they are trying to be gentle, they want to be calm and better. That's a great achievement. And if I had to give one tip, was just to um, if you want to be a gentle parent, you do not have to be perfect from day one. So it's a continuous progress. On day one, if you could hold yourself from yelling, even just for 5 minutes, that's your win. And by day 4, day 10, it will come naturally to you. So don't beat yourself by saying that, I tried, but I failed and I lost my temper, because it comes with practice.
All right. During the process of gentle parenting, are there any other ways that can discipline their children without scolding or hitting them?
Of course, there are consequences. So there are so many tools, which you can use to discipline your children. Now, you need to understand that discipline is so different from punishments. Okay, we don't need to punish them and tell them that if you do this, I'm going to do that for you. If you do that, I'm going to take away that privilege. That is basically punishment. But having consequences be natural consequence, letting the nature take course. If your child is not understanding, that this is bad for them, then you let them do that at times, because naturally they understand, oh my god, oh, it is itching, I should not touch it. So that's natural. And giving some logical consequences by being firm, being fair, and being friendly. So you don't have to shout and tell them that, if you don't leave the park right now, I will not come tomorrow. Just go down to the level and say, it's time to go. But remember, if we are not going back today, at this point of time, we might not be able to come tomorrow. But you want to come tomorrow, right? I know, and I would love to take you here. So can we leave right now? So see, there is a difference in the tone, how you're talking. So it creates an impact.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'll just take a quick minute. Since we are halfway through the session, I just want to remind everybody who's just joined in or is still joining that any questions you have for Parveen, you can just put it at the end of. Sorry, just a second. Hello, can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I was just reminding everyone that all the questions that you have for Parveen, you can put it all in the comment box or the question box, and we'll be getting all of them at the end of the session. Yeah. All right. So continuing, parents are often left confused about how to deal with a child who talks back or has started, using foul language. So what's the best way to deal with it?
Okay, so now these are two different topics altogether. When you talk about using foul language, children might have heard it from somebody, or they might have picked it from social media. But we get triggered and, we feel that, we get so much offended that why are you using this word? But we need to understand a child's brain that they don't even know the meaning of that word. You just use, they might have heard someone using the F word and they start using the F word all around the house, and you are, rolling your eyes and looking at your partner, what is happening, who taught him or who taught her. But does your child even know the meaning of it? Of course, he doesn't. So you need to sit them down and tell them that, this is a very offensive word. And if you use it in front of somebody, they might not feel good about it. We don't use this word in our house. And I would really appreciate if you do not use it. If the child understands, great. But if he says, why, what does it mean? Tell me. So, you have to answer it in an age appropriate manner. Now, talking about backtalks. Now, why do children backtalk? When they feel powerless. When you keep on giving commands to them, when you keep on bossing around your children, do this, complete your homework, clean your room, do this. So, they feel that, they just feel powerless. And when they want to show that, I am powerful, I will not do as you say, they start bossing around and they say, I will not do it, I will not clean the room. So in such cases, you have to have a proper routine and schedule in place. You have to help them at times, model cleaning their room with them, and ask them, do you need my help? Can I do something for you? Why are you not doing it? I need to help you. I want to help you. So, there is a difference in approach. When you change your approach, their reaction, their response changes automatically.
All right. So what are some of the common parenting mistakes that people make?
Okay, so that's a topic which I just posted yesterday on a reel. Okay, so the first is comparing. That comes so naturally, and that is so common, even with sibling. Like, I have two kids, Amreen and Hussein. They are 2 years apart. Sometimes even, I tend to compare them. I tell my partner, Amreen didn't used to do this, Hussein does this. So, and then I remind myself, oh my God, I don't have to compare. So at times it's, we don't mean to, embarrass them or do anything, but it starts fitting in their mind that, I am not better than my sibling, or I'm not better than my friend, or I am lacking in this, I'm not good. So we don't understand the consequences of comparing our children to anybody. You might feel that your child is not doing better, so there are ways to, guide them, in place of saying that, see, your brother is doing so good at maths, why are you not able to do it? You can say, I see that you are finding some difficulty in solving this concept or understanding this concept. Do you want extra help, or do you want to solve some extra worksheets with me tonight, so that, we can try to see where,
And in that
where is the problem.
bond as well.
So in this way, without, yes, and you can even encourage their sibling. I see that you did this thing very well. Would you like to help your brother? So that sibling will not shame his brother for not being able to understand, but actually help his brother to understand, and he also is going to feel significant and powerful in contributing.
Yeah. Nice. So one fun question would be, we would like to ask is, now that most children are going to have their summer vacations, so are there any ways that parents and children both can, utilize their days to the fullest?
Travel. That's the best therapy. Go shopping together. Okay, so parents usually feel that, if you go shopping together, there is going to be so much waste of time, and kids going to pick everything from this shelf and that shelf. And but it's if you like shopping, go. If you like traveling, then pre-book everything. You can also go for summer camp. You can just put them into summer camps, or have some ritual at home. So if you want to just stay home and relax, have a few rituals, family rituals, wherein you can have 1 hour or half an hour every day together. Do some creative activities, because art and craft is something which children like a lot. So let them be messy, play some sensory activities with them. So like what we do is, we read flashcards every day, we read books, we do some kind of art and craft. That's how we gel together.
Okay. So about traveling, do you have any tips that are there for any traveling parents?
So in March, in the month of March, like last month only, we went to Kerala. So what we did basically was, we pre-booked everything, so that we did not have to hustle when we reach, and we packed less, because see, there are a lot of things which are available locally. So why do you need to pack each and everything and take? So when there are less luggages, it gets easier for you to in doing the transit. And you need to literally slow down. You cannot keep your schedule very tight, because children tend to get tired and exhausted very quick. And when they get tired, there are tantrums, loads of tantrums. So you need to slow down, keep one activity or one itinerary for a day. Be flexible. If you're not able to reach a place at time, or you might miss a train, you might miss anything, a show or something. So just be flexible and try to find out ways as to what else you can do at that particular point of time. So that's
okay.
important.
And any piece of advice for the parents here out here, like just listening to us right now?
Okay. So parenting is difficult. It is. Even for me, at days, I find it difficult. But you need to have that um, willpower, that I'm not alone in this. Probably there are hundreds, thousands, and lakhs of parents who are going through this tantrum at this public place. So we are all in the same boat, and it's just a phase. It's gonna pass. So I can stay calm. Even if it's on my ego, I can still stay calm, and I can help my child calm down. Because this morning this happened. My daughter was literally rolling on the floor in the kitchen because she wanted something, and I said no for it. And what I did, I was feeling very angry because I was very tired. So I wanted to shout, but of course I did not. I just got down to her level and I told her, do you want to hug me?
Yeah.
Because I want to hug you. We hugged and I said, okay, tell me, what do you want? How can we fix this? And she did not even ask for that thing. She said, okay, mama, I'll do something else. Or I'll eat that, or whatever she wanted. She picked the alternative. So, it's not
Right.
that difficult, because we just think it is difficult. It is not.
Pretty understanding. All the children also are. All right. So those are all the questions that I have for you today. We'll now move on to the question round of the session. And everybody who has any questions, you can all put them down in the question box, and I'll get right to it. And while you're putting down the questions, we'll do a quick round of a rapid fire where I can ask you some questions and you just give me like quick answers. All right? Okay.
Okay.
So meanwhile, anybody? Question round right after this. So just put down all your questions right there. All right. So beginning the rapid fire round. One quick suggestion for parents of children who hate studying.
Make it innovative, make it fun. Okay, because if you say, okay, come on, study time, read this, read that, no. Give them some choices. Do you want to read first or write first? Which subject you want to pick? Try some kind of activities which you can make, or worksheets or DIY, something which can help them learn the concept better and
Right.
quick.
Okay. 3 terms or things to avoid in front of kids.
3 terms, I would say, obviously abusive words. Do not use abusive words. Do not say that 3 terms. So yeah, abusive words basically you should avoid.
Okay. All right. 2 quick ways to motivate your child.
Motivate is praise them, but make genuine praises. Don't keep saying. Do not keep appreciating and overpraising in a sense that they will realize that my mama is just buttering me and she wants something. So praise them for their effort, even if the outcome is not what you wanted. Appreciate their effort. That is most
right. One thing that you should always educate your children about.
That is very important. Body boundaries, child sexual abuse. Few of my friends are there, Priyanka Momster and My Blissful Parenting and Maya Zama. So all of these accounts are great. They talk about body boundaries, body autonomy, which is very important in this world, in today's world. So yeah, this is important. We should always educate them. Also about finances, how to save, of money. That is also very important, because there are all the other things which we keep teaching them. So these two, and one last thing is emotional regulation. Yeah, that is very important.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the question round now. I'll just read out the questions for you, and then you can let us know what you need. Yeah. Okay. Please guide on postpartum depression as new parents.
Okay, so postpartum depression usually happens and it is very normal, and it happens to a lot of moms because there are changes in the hormones. This whole phase of motherhood is very new to them. So many changes are happening in their body. Their body is healing. So what a mother feels like, I used to feel that, my body is not going to heal because there are stitches, there is body pain, then you're not able to breastfeed. There are so many struggles in breastfeeding. So in that case, you should always seek help. Okay, talk to a lactation consultant, see where are you struggling in breastfeeding, try to fix that. Talk to a therapist and tell them how are you feeling, because there is this isolation where a mother is expected to stay in a room, which makes her feel very lonely. So go for walks. It is okay, you can go for a quick 10-15 minutes walk. Take your child to the balcony or to the terrace and take some fresh air. Fresh air is therapy for mothers. And keep talking about your emotions. Don't feel that, people won't be able to understand. People do understand. Join some breastfeeding groups and postpartum depression related groups on Facebook and Instagram. These groups help because, they let people know that so many mothers are going through the same phase.
All right. I hope that answers your question. How to make your child sleep on time?
Okay, so if you are consistent, that will do the trick. If you try to make them sleep at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock one evening, and the other evening you're probably watching TV or having your meal or doing something else, then the child will not get into the habit. So for every habit, there are, at least you need to give them 21 days. If you consistently follow a routine, then it gets very easy for them to get into this, that okay, this is my time to sleep. Also, do some habit stacking. And by that I mean that, first the child is expected to have his meal, then maybe he can go to his bed and read a few books or whatever you do. So one after one, there should be some habits, changing into night suits, having some oil massage, reading books, or doing some kind of activity, playing music, just trying to calm down. There should be no distractions. That is also important, and being consistent is most important.
All right. Nowadays my child has become aggressive. What to do about it?
Okay, so aggression is not a bad emotion. It is just an emotion like happiness or anxiousness. Now, we make it bad by overreacting to aggression. Okay, so when your child is getting very angry, you just need to go to their level and look eye to eye and say, you look angry. You look frustrated. What happened? Do you want to share it with mama? Probably mama can find some kind of solution for you. When you feel very angry, you can close your eyes and you can take a few deep breaths. If you still feel very angry, you can have this pillow and you can hit the pillow. Okay, so that you can take out all your anger on this pillow, or you can run around in the park or in the parking, and so that or you can go to the balcony and take some fresh air and think. So depending on the age, we can give them the solution. So instead of saying that, instead of pushing or hitting or yelling, you can try to regulate and channelize that anger emotion, and then it gets better.
Okay. Does gentle parenting mean that we should be less disciplined with kids?
Of course not. I am a gentle parent. I am not totally, but yeah, I am on my way to be a gentle parent. But my kids know what to say where, what to do where. Okay, because I have consequences. I have consequences laid down in a positive and in a calm manner. So my kids know that I'm not supposed to do this because mama is gonna have consequences. So that is very important. Having boundaries and consequences.
How to avoid sibling rivalries?
Okay, so now when your children are little, because I have been through this phase, sibling rivalry happens for the first thing is when a child is born. A lot of parents say that my elder one is hitting or pushing my newborn, because they are feeling that their space has been taken away by their sibling. They need to share their parents, their toys, and everything, and all the attention and pampering that the elder one used to get is now being directed to the baby. So give one-on-one time, spend one-on-one time with each child, so that each child knows that my parent loves me as much as she or he loves my brother, my sister. Never take sides. Whenever there's a fight happening, don't take sides. You are the elder one. You should understand. Why do you keep hitting your little brother? Why are you doing this? No, don't take sides. Hear to both the sides and try to come to an amicable solution. Do not compare, do not take sides, and try to spend more equal time with both the kids or all the kids, and it gets better.
How to prepare a child for a sibling?
Okay, so what I did is, when my daughter was 2 years old At that time, I was about to, deliver my son. So I used to tell her from like when I came to know around 3-4 months pregnancy, I used to tell her that, we are going to have a baby. Just like you have a doll, you have a teddy. Mama is going to have a real baby just like you. That baby is gonna come, and I used to tell her that how is the baby gonna behave, what is the baby gonna do, and then you're going to be a big sister. You will get to change his or her diapers and play with the baby just like you play with the toy. Sometimes mama will be a little busy with the baby, but that doesn't mean that mama will love you less or pay attention to you less. You can also help mama. So the most important thing which you need to let your child know is the love will not
Yeah.
be taken away. Okay, so I told one of the parents who approached me, I told them that, you need to do this experiment with your child. Take a candle. Now, when you just blow the candle and light the candle and give that light to the another candle. Okay, so you say, this is mama, this is you. Did mama's love get any less when she gave some love to you? No. Then you take another candle and you say, this is your little brother or your little sister. See, mama gave some love to your brother also. Did her love get less? No. So even if you have lots of brothers and sisters, her love for you doesn't get any less. You are also lighting, your brother is also lighting. So you see, in this way you have to tell them that, I still love you the
Yeah.
way I used to love you before your
That's a
brother.
very beautiful analogy. Yeah. How to say no to preteen daughter and 0.6-year-old?
Okay. So instead of saying no, first of all, you need to try and find out ways to say yes. Say if your daughter is saying that, I want this dress, and you can't buy her that dress. She likes it a lot. You can say, how about we put it to your birthday wish list? Your birthday is just 2 months away. We can get it and you can wear it on your birthday. So these are some ways in which you can say no by saying yes or by giving an
Yeah.
alternate. And also sometimes you can just give them reasons as to why can't you get it, and also assuring them if you plan to get it later, when will you get it.
Yeah. Okay. Um, how to reduce screen time?
Screen time, you need to set rules. Okay, if you have rules in the house, it gets very easy. Now if your child is already having a lot of screen time, say 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, especially in the summers when you are busy, you tend to give screen time to your kids. So just try to cut down slowly. Don't say from today no TV, no mobile, no iPad. Don't say that. Start cutting down by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Prepare them in advance. When you prepare your child in advance, it doesn't come as a surprise to them. And when it doesn't come as a surprise to them, it gets really easy for them to, have that transition. So prepare them a night before. Tomorrow we will not be watching TV at this point of time, but we can watch it at that point of time. And also stay a little flexible. If your child is asking a lot, sometimes here and there you can give, but then you also have to remind them of the boundaries, that this is the boundary that we created, so we should not watch it. Give them some alternate activity which is interesting for them, as to what else you can do if you're not watching TV. You can take them to the park. Outdoor play is so therapeutic, and children need at least 1 to 1.5 hours of outdoor play every day. They need that fresh air and they need that oxygen for their brain development. So you can try giving them alternatives instead of screens.
Tips for picky food eaters.
Okay, so there are a lot of reasons as to why children are picky. There can be deficiencies in their body, and because I'm not a nutritionist, I cannot comment. But a few tips which help me is presentation, and also seeing what kind of food. If my child likes mushy food, I give him more porridges. If my child doesn't like mushy food, I give him appe or dosa or idli, and trying to make it more creative, presenting it well, understanding his hunger cues. If he's hungry right now, then I'm going to feed him instead of postponing it or not cooking on time. So these are the few things which are important, but please contact the child nutritionist, because they are the correct person to answer.
Right. How can we teach empathy to kids instead of spoiling them?
Okay, so teaching empathy is very easy when you start early. Okay, when my daughter was around 15 or 16 months old, from that point of time only, if she used to get hurt, I would not say, come on, hit the floor or
Yeah.
hit this table. You got hurt because of it. I would say, where did you get hurt? Tell me, is it bleeding? Do you feel hurt? Come on, let's look at the table or let's look at the floor. Did the table get hurt? So now when you start with the non-living things, eventually they start doing the same with the living things. Now, when my son is crying, she goes and she hugs him and asks him, what happened? You just have to model that behavior with your children and they'll start automatically doing the same with their siblings or
Right.
friends.
Okay. How to maintain both career and family?
Now, this is very important. First is keep both of them away. Like my husband, I would like to really appreciate him. He never takes his office stress to home. So he says this, that I leave all my worries, work worries at the doorstep. So never mix them. If you had a bad day, if you're in a grumpy mood, don't take it out on your spouse, your
Yeah.
partner, or your children. That is important. Okay. And at least have 1 or 2 days a week wherein you're not working, there are no work commitments, and you're just spending time with your family. Take a few sick leaves or leaves here and there at least once in a month, so that you even if, because if you are relaxed, you are happy, you don't have that work pressure, you tend to be more good and relaxed
Correct.
with your family.
Um, Teenage parenting. I get fed up saying no. Yeah, I think so. We already answered this question earlier. So anybody who missed any of the any of the answers earlier, you can just, we'll be posting this video right after we're done. So you can just go back and look at it. Um,
Thank you. She's saying, I love the way this mom presents. Thank you.
Best advice for the mom of a teenage daughter?
Be a friend, because now the phase is gone where you're trying to be a parent and control her and discipline her. A teenager needs you to guide her and understand her. So be her friend more than being a mother to her.
How to teach kids to say sorry?
See, now you don't have to force your child, come on, say sorry, you hurt your friend. Don't do that. Model it. Okay, so when you hurt your child, or when maybe not intentionally, it was unintentional, and you just say, I'm so sorry, did you get hurt? So when you say, when they listen to you saying sorry, they automatically pick it up. Okay, so even if the child had a fight with his friend, you can go and say to his friend, did you get hurt? I'm so sorry if my child or your friend did this to you. And then later you can go and talk to your
Hmm.
child about the same situation. So your child will always be listening and observing, so they will learn to say sorry. But if you force him, he's not going to say sorry. So letting them understand what is the meaning of saying sorry, that is more important than forcing or teaching them to say sorry at
Right.
every point of time. Because if they correct the behavior, then sorry or no sorry doesn't much matter.
Correct. 11-month-old eats with watching screen. How do I stop it?
Sorry, can you come again?
11-month-old who watches screen time while eating, and how do I stop it?
Okay, 11 months is a very it's not a very difficult age wherein you cannot stop screens. You can just change the place where the child eats. An 11-month-old can can it can be very easy transition for him from
Right.
screens to no screens. So change the place, offer a good bib or booster chair or anything, change some presentation here and there, take away the TV or the iPads or anything which where
Yeah.
he sits and eat. And one on the day, on a few days, like the initial days, there will be tantrums, or they will show that I want to watch TV, and they will try to point out at TV, but you can say, no baby, we will eat just like that. You can also put your plate, you can eat in front of him or her, so she will watch you or he will watch you. And then, so model eating and
Hmm.
change the place. It gets
Right.
easy.
Preteen who asks a lot of questions and is always curious. How do I tackle?
That's a good thing. I would like to congratulate this parent whose child is asking so many questions, because if your child is asking so many questions, that means your child is thinking a lot. Your child's critical thinking is so good, so you need to encourage that. Even so, see, you might not be having all the answers to his or her questions, but you can always appreciate them for having those questions, because if your child is thinking, he's asking, and that's a good thing. He can become a great problem solver. He can become a great, like leader, because he will always be curious about inventing something new, innovating something new. So if you don't know the answers, you can say that's a very good question. Let us search in Google and try to find out its solution. Or let us read that book, and I think in that book we'll get all the solutions.
How to be a friend to a teenager boy?
Understand, first of all, is don't judge your child, because at teenage age what happens is children see their friends. There is a lot of peer pressure, and they try to be like their friends, or they want to spend more time with their friends, or they agree to what their friend says and not what their parents says. They want to feel included in their groups, so they tend to pick up the habits from the group, even if it's good or even if it's not good. So first try to change the mindset of yourself and think that, my child, maybe there is peer pressure, maybe my child is, thinking that his friend is more important to him, and it's okay, it's just a phase. And show empathy towards your child. Why is my child feeling like that? How can I make it better for my child? Give some freedom to your child. Don't try to boss around or say that you don't listen to me anymore. Why do you keep doing this? Don't question a lot. Try to be more understanding.
All right. I think we've reached the last question. Mindfulness is sometimes seen as being lenient. So what do you do about that?
Who is
Mindfulness
lenient?
is sometimes being like looked as
My
lenient. So how do you deal with that?
Okay, so yes, the one who is a spectator, if my daughter is having a tantrum or a meltdown and I'm not yelling at her, hitting, so people might think that she's so lenient, she doesn't discipline her daughter. I'll tell you, parents, I'm a mindful parent, I'm a gentle parent. That doesn't mean that my children are very well behaved, they do not have any tantrums or meltdowns. I am not controlling them. I'm just making them emotionally regulated to understand their emotions. Okay? When they understand their emotions, they'll be able to communicate it. And when they'll be able to communicate it and I'm there to listen to them, they will feel heard and respected. And it will automatically lead to lesser tantrums and lesser meltdowns. On the other hand, if I'm being very strict, I'm not listening to them, I will hit them or I will shout at them. At that point of time, they will shut, they'll freeze. But another day, there'll be another tantrum. So, over the period of time, as I said, it's a continuous progress. Over the period of time, in the long run, if you want your child to have lesser tantrums, you will have to face some difficulty today. I keep sharing it on my stories also as to how my elder one shows empathy and love towards her brother, towards me even. I have started weaning breastfeeding for my younger one. She's so understanding. She keeps telling me, "Okay, Mama, you can comfort him. You can take him in your arms. He's crying for feed." So that's how I have cultivated empathy in her. If there would be another child, she would say that, "Mama, you don't pay attention to me. I'm going." She would start crying and all, but she understands. So that's how you see the results in the long run.
All right. Any other questions that we have from the viewers? So I read a few questions that we've already answered in the session earlier on. Anybody who missed any of the questions, we're just going to be posting this right after we're done, and you can go back and watch the whole thing.
Yes. And we'll answer the comments as well. Whatever questions you have, you can put it in the comment box.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have for you today, Parveen. I hope that you had a nice time.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being with us here today. It was really delightful.
Thank
Yeah.
you for
All
inviting.
right. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye.